removed from Hell in a Cell. I'll say this. Compared to Raw After No Mercy, it's a better show. I won't say this was an incredibly great show. It was solid enough that you wouldn't be 100% bored with it. But it wasn't great either. First thing I'm going to talk about is Eric and Luke coming back to Smackdown. The minute I saw the goat mask, it was obvious it had to be Eric and Luke because they're the only ones who would use them. Now, they're supposed to be to bash something. The Bashams, or not, I don't know what they said. I didn't get it. And then they had that awkward look, waiting for the camera to finally go out of focus or go to black. And they waited too long to do it. Whoever was working on production really screwed up there because they let it last way too long. It was ineffective after about 2 seconds or 3. They should have faded to black. But that's what we got. I don't really know what I'm going to get from them. To be honest, I'm not sure if I care yet. Of course, we haven't seen them. Maybe I will care. But you never know. Here's something I didn't care about. Becky and Carmela. And I'm going, I don't care. And why? I didn't care about this match. This should have been a match that Carmela should have won, particularly at somewhere in the middle of the, what was it? The bash up between all the women. It was lovely to see Lana. It was wonderful to see Tamina. And in the fighting after, what was it? Natalya and Charlotte had it. I thought I saw a little bit of Naomi. And where is she? She's there. We know she's there because of Susan G. Cohen. But where is she? But here's the thing. This match, it was stupid and I didn't care. Because Carmella didn't win. Why couldn't she win? She is the Money in the Bank holder. She's Miss Money in the Bank and she's jobbing. This isn't the first time she's jobbed. This multiple times she's jobbed in the last couple of months. Why do I actually believe that she's a credible threat to anyone? Now you can always say, well, she's got to cheat. But even if she cheats and wins the damn title, she's going to have to do something. She can't even handle herself against Becky, who has not been pushed barely at all. She's nothing. And I'm not hating Becky. It's just she hasn't been pushed or even her character's been altered in any way. Now, you had several interviews. Corbin had an interview. AJ Styles had an interview, which was okay. I didn't have a problem with that. I'll say this, at least it was good to see that they had their interviews before their match. And we might as well get it over with now. Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles at the end of the show, which I'm fine with. You should end with a tag championship, which you've been pushing. But here's my problem. Corbin just doesn't feel credible. I'm not angry that he is a bad performer in the ring. I'm not angry that he can't do his promos very well. He's a good promo worker. He does decent work in the ring. But because of his build, it is turning me off. He's saying, oh, the naysayers is now, you ain't going to see me get rid of this title because I'm holding on to it. But it's still, he feels empty because of what happened with the original Money in the Bank. And then with John Cena. And then all those matches with AJ Styles and everyone else where he just basically jobbed and looked stupid. So now this doesn't feel like a real championship to him. It feels so hollow. And that upsets me. Now, let's see here. Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura versus the love interests of Rusev and Aiden English. You don't have Lana there, the true sexy woman between Rusev and Aiden English. So you got a, well, I don't think Aiden English is a redhead, but maybe he likes a redhead. I don't know. But anyway, you got this match. And I felt sorry for Aiden English. Because he could be doing something like Elias. Sorry, not Ezekiel. Elias. Who wishes to walk with Elias? Well, guess what? Aiden English has been the Phantom of the Opera much longer than Who Wishes to Walk with Elias. That's the truth. And I've actually liked that from Aiden English. He may not be the greatest singer there is, but at least his gimmick is interesting. And I just want to see more for him. And it's basically a squash match for him. Rusev, if Rusev is still staying in the company, this was just an entirely stupid situation for him. Shinsuke Nakamura, I can understand he has to be teamed up with someone credible. That is Randy Orton. There you go. But my guess is sooner or later Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura will get into a feud. It's going to happen because there's no one else either one of them can feud with as it stands. Who is Randy Orton going to feud with? Is he going to continue feuding with Rusev? No, eventually he's got to move on to someone else. So if he stabs his partner in the back for a little bit, that is Shinsuke Nakamura. If they continue teaming up together or working together, that would actually be a good thing. There you go. Now, no Naomi. I know I said it earlier, but no Naomi. She's right here. Now she's gone. No Naomi. Now, let me say it in this respect. When it came to the opening of the show, seeing the Usos call out New Day. New Day comes out. And Jay, it wasn't generally Jimmy, it was Jay who cut a damn good promo. Usually Jimmy cuts the promos. Usually he's the one who does it primarily. But Jay has stepped up and has been doing more promos than he normally does. He does more talking. And I actually like it. I'm actually thinking he might be a bit better than Jimmy. And I've always liked Jimmy. Next to him being married, loving Naomi, married to Naomi, I always thought Jimmy was very charismatic, which he is. I think he's more charismatic than Jay. But as a promo talker, Jay is impressing me that he might actually be better than Jimmy. And I'm okay with that. They both, Jay and Jimmy, cut a wonderful promo with the Usos. And then you got the Hype Bros coming out. Then you got Ascension, Gable and Shelton Benjamin, which they were trying to hype up a lot. They wanted to make sure that Shelton Benjamin was important. So, you got everyone smashed together in a, pretty much, a fatal four-way tag match to see who's going to face the Usos next. And they were trying to hype up that Shelton Benjamin is a beast. We've always known Shelton Benjamin can do work. He worked with Shawn Michaels. One match he did with Shawn Michaels. I remember that match. I actually got the Raw, the Raw Anniversary set. And he pretty much tore it down with Shawn Michaels before he retired. Shawn made him look good. And he made sure that he did his part. He just is an all-around great performer. So it's actually good to see that the gold standard is getting a shine here. Chad Gable is like an afterthought. And it's obvious that they're eventually going to have them feud. So, there you go. What else we have here? Am I forgetting anything? I'm trying to remember. No. I think I talked about everything. Oh, one last thing about the fight between Natalya and Charlotte. When it came to Charlotte, she's doing it properly by getting sympathy. Getting angry, not talking. It's better that she not talked as much. Like she used to talk, and she felt very, very dry. In this respect, if she keeps this up, don't talk for a while. Say nothing. Go up against Natalya and just kick her ass. Fight with her. That will put her over. And that's the wisest thing to do. I'm still not a Charlotte fan. I'm sorry. I just believe that she's not developed enough. But I will say that at least in this respect, she was very effective in what she did with Natalya. And where was Naomi? I'm sorry. I can't help it. I gotta do it. As a fan, I have to do it. Anyone else that doesn't like it, just say, dude, relax. You'll see her eventually. Yeah, eventually next year at Survivor Series in a dark match on the kickoff show. That's where I'll probably see Naomi again. Ugh. And finally, because we have to go there. And I know I could talk about the Fashion Police, but I'm not going to because we didn't see a segment from them. Anyway, you had the middle of the show, which it should have been the ending of the show, to be honest. They shouldn't have done the U.S. title, even though it was the wisest thing to do. But I'd rather have seen Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens close the show because I think it was more important. But anyway, what do we get? We get a promo segment from Sami Zayn that I actually was interested in watching. Because when it came to Sami, let's be honest, because of his character, I didn't care. He was considered an underdog. He was always considered this. He was always considered that. They never gave him something to do that was interesting. Here is interesting. He talked about history, saying that me and Kevin have always fought one another. Me and Kevin have always been best friends. But the one thing that he is, he's my brother. That I respect. That was pretty cool. Then he said, I was on Raw. I was told by the Smackdown commissioner that I would actually get a fair shot. I'm going to be treated like good. I'm going to get some cookies, some milk, and everything else as a good guy that I want. And I've only had one time talking to him, and okay, maybe because of the plane helicopter crash, maybe he was busy going on vacation, maybe he was doing something, but okay, I'll just come in smiling. But then when I tried to warn him about my brother, that he could go crazy, he said, go and do what you do, I'll do what I do. And I realized he didn't give a damn. And when my brother, who said earlier, and I gotta say this about Kevin Owens, I had an out-of-body experience. Praise the God. I'm gonna have him in my face while I'm doing this. I had an out-of-body experience where I seen the pearly gates, and St. Peter himself says, oh, Kevin, I'm sorry. We really want you here, even though you wanted to skip ahead of everybody. But we can't have you here right now because you're still needed in the world and still needed on SmackDown. And guess who my guardian angel is? It is Sami Zayn. Now I got him on my face. Oh my goodness, I hadn't done something like that in a while. But anyway, was this segment effective? Yes. It actually goes along with what's been going on with Sami Zayn. They've done nothing with him. They have lied to him. They used him. He's been considered an underdog. He's been considered nothing. And Kevin Owens just told him the truth. He pretty much said, dude, being a good guy doesn't pay. You're getting screwed. And you always dream to be better than me, but you're never going to get anywhere. You know why? Because you're doing the good guy thing. You're never going to get anywhere. They're going to use you. And he says, my brother, thank you. You let me see the truth. I love you, bro. That's the only thing they didn't do. That's the only thing they didn't do. Say, I love you, bro. He said, this is my brother. Gives him a big hug. Then he says, here, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Owens. No, here, ladies and gentlemen, Sami Zayn. The only thing they should have said was, I love you, bro. While they hugged each other. Maybe you can give each other a couple of kisses on the cheek. They are Canadian. There's nothing wrong with it. They're very friendly. I would love to meet a Canadian girlfriend. I don't know why I just said Canadian girlfriend. A Canadian lady. If she's kind, she's wonderful. She's not a New Yorker that will chew your freaking head off most of the time. I'll date her. I'll have her as a girlfriend. If she doesn't mind an old man. Anyway, this was effective. Was it an incredibly great promo? No, but it was an effective one. Finally, we get character development for Sami Zayn. Finally, we do something with Kevin Owens that is going differently, but still along the same lines as a heel. You're not saying that Sami Zayn's evil, but he's going to work with an evil guy that he loves as a brother, that he's going to protect, and you could say he's a bad guy, but he's actually a good guy at the same time. He's not a betweener. He just has the taste of a good guy, but he's really a bad guy by being in the corner of a bad guy. This is how it feels. That segment, I think, was the best segment next to the opening of the show. Everything else in between was kind of like filler. I know a lot of people are going to say maybe those two segments weren't the best and the rest of the show was good. But I'm seeing it from a development standpoint, not just a shock, awe, and a quick match. That's just the way I feel about it, if that made any sense. It sounded like I was talking out of my butt. A little confused. But anyway, have a good day. Have a good night. Peace!